Hey, it's Scott with Sam Marcus Makes. Today we are making wooden spatulas. So grab some coffee and let's begin. So today's goal, we're going to be basically taking lumber. This just happens to be some black walnut that I have. It's actually pretty light on one side. I'm assuming that's close to the bark. But this side looks really nice. So we're going to be using this to make it. I have one other piece that I've started to mill down, at least to get smaller, but you're going to need roughly this size of a blank to make these. Also made this one. This is the first one I've made, and then I've played with a couple more and learning lots. So this is a cypress and walnut laminated together. Same thing, also cypress and laminate. And what I'm basically doing is finding the best angle. So here you got a straight one, meaning straight across. Here's one at an angle. I'm also playing with thicknesses. So these are very similar. This one started getting a little bigger. The very first one I made, let's see if you can see this, I started putting in where your hands would go, a little spot for your thumb. I want one side to be perfectly flat. And when I mean spatula, I'm not meaning a burger spatula. This is more for cooking, stir frying. It's just not a really good word for it because it's not a spoon. So if you know a good word for these, let me know. But so most of this I'm going to be making it out of walnut. You do want to use a hardwood, and I'll explain why. So I'm not going to end up using the cypress one that I've used a lot. So I've already started using these, and I've already noticed on this cypress, so when I'm cooking a lot of times to clean it off as I'm going, I bang it on the side. And look, I've already started, it's not going to hold up. It's too soft of wood. So I think if I use the laminate style, I'm going to put the cypress in the middle. So just a couple of the things I'm working on. This is definitely prototypes. I'm trying to find the perfect one. Long term, I would love to sell these or more just for myself. This is what I prefer to use as I'm cooking. But this should be a pretty nice little video. We'll definitely put up updates throughout the months as I make one. It's Sunday, the SBN app's probably going to go off all the time. But, you know, I just want to basically take a hardwood and turn it into this. Let's get started. Alright, so we're going to first set my fence up. And what I really should have done here was go ahead and get the blade at height. So you'll actually see me do this part. But what I'm trying to achieve here is to get halfway through the board. And I am just eyeing it. So I do want to take the blade up halfway through the wood. So just by visual, I did this. And now I'm going to rip the piece of wood in half. It will take, now remember, walnut is a very hard wood. So not going to be able to make it, even if my saw could go that high. I want to make at least 2 passes. So went ahead and went through it, flipped it around. I thought I had the right side, so it's obviously not perfectly straight, but flipped it around once I realized I was going the right way. So I want to go all the way through, keep those hands away, and now you have the 2 pieces. All right. So I'm just going to trace this. I'm going to use a Sharpie because it's going to be really hard to see if I just use a pencil. And then what I'll do on this side is kind of do the same thing. And I anything different, I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna come all the way across. So I'm just trying to get a rough draft of what it's gonna look like. Now, so you can see there's gonna be two of them. In an ideal world, I would cut this out with a bandsaw. I don't have a bandsaw. You can use jigsaw. I'm gonna use my table saw. And I'm gonna be able to fix any imperfections with the belt sander. So you're gonna take your blade all the way down to where it's gonna cut through. Don't make that blade work. Want a little bit sticking out. Less chance of cutting anyway. So I did have a little quick safety violation there. I should have only used one hand there. Still learning about these table saws. But I'm using the saw to basically trim down this wood. I'm gonna go back and use the sander on this. So ideally this would be with a bandsaw, but this is what I got. So I'm using the saw just to chip away at it and get closer to the finished product. Alright, so the next thing I want to start working on is I want to work on this edge. So I'm going to take my table saw and come up a little bit with it so I can get a good miter on it. I'm going to set this all the way to a 45-degree edge. My saw, lock it down so that when I come across this, it will be flat. Alright, so let's get everything on. Create that edge. What that edge is going to give you is the ability, because this is hardwood, is be able to scrape. Work great in a non-stick or whatever. This wood is so hard that it will scrape. So we're wanting to put an edge on that. And we'll clean that up, but that puts a nice edge. Here, probably see it better. Put it on the bottom. See that edge? So that will really work. And with it being hardwood, that edge is going to hold up better than a lot of wood. It will, over time, not be as sharp. That's where we could easily come back out, put it at a 45-degree angle, put a new edge on it. Think of it almost like a knife. But it also works good at this angle to cook. Alright, so I am using I don't have a drum sander or a spindle sander or anything like that to use this. So I did have a belt sander. So thought about trying this a long time ago, but if I just simply turn it upside down, I was worried it was moving around. So I just made a simple, quick little box, turned it upside down, make sure nothing is gonna hit it, and I basically got a spindle sander. I do need to be a little bit careful. I have messed up once in this process. Somehow my finger got here. I don't know, guess it's better to show from this one, but somehow. So when I'm doing this, I want to stay, because this is going to be rolling this way, so stay back as far as you can. I have been doing it from the other side, but for camera reasons, I'm going to try to do it again on this side. So I just want to basically form this now. I'm going to roll the edges to a little bit. I want edges. I also have been putting a pretty flat edge on the back side, a rounder spot, and I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but it just looked, I don't know, kind of looks cool when you do it that way. But I want to do curved edges. I don't know on this one if I want to put a indentation. Yeah, I don't. Still want to use it a little more to see exactly what all I want, or a thumb spot. I think for the most part, I'm going to leave this one pretty whole, and just kind of round to the edges. But I still want to do this round, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Cool. So let's get started. So this belt sander does have 2 speeds, and I think right now, because I'm not going to move a ton of wood, I've got some 120 grit sandpaper, so I'm going to do that. So luckily it also has a button that I can keep it rolling, so that definitely helps. If you don't have a button that make it keep rolling, this method ain't going to work, but mine does.
All right, it's time to get creative. This is where you're going to transform whatever you want. If you want indentions in it, you want places for your thumb, this is where you're going to do this. I like the back side of mine to be nice and round, but this is where you can take advantage of this. So this is where I round it over and make the form. We want to get it as smooth as we can.
I don't know why I keep working on this table saw. Should take this to the workbench, but anyway. All right, so just everyday water. You want to get it wet. Don't have to be drenched. Just spray it down and let it set for 20 minutes. All right, so I don't know how easy on the camera it sees, but you can see this grain really rose up. So we're just going to take down some 220 that's not perfectly dry yet, but just using 220 sandpaper. So I believe this is 220. Yeah. We're going to take this and it will make it a lot smoother. So speed that up and show you what it looks like. All right, so now we gotta preserve it so it lasts forever. Obviously, you're gonna have to wash this. So I'm using the exact same thing that I use for my butcher blocks or cutting boards. So this is Howard's butcher block conditioner. I can put a link down below, but any big box hardware store is gonna sell even this brand. But I prefer this, at least for the first couple coats, because it also has wax. It's not just mineral oil. It's basically mineral oil and wax. But I'm going to put a very heavy coat on all sides. I'm going to let it set for 20 minutes. Then I'm going to buff it out. And then I'll probably actually do this a couple more coats. After that, mineral oil will be perfectly fine to take care of it. Cool. So let's do that. Again, heavy coat. I'll just use my finger on this. Heavy coat. Entire thing. Don't forget the sides, don't forget the edges. Do the same thing for the other side. You cannot put too heavy of a coat here. You're gonna come back, wipe it off, so don't feel like you're gonna put too much. But you're just gonna let the wood absorb this. Look how beautiful that has come out though. Ah, love walnut. So beautiful. But anyway, let that set and we'll buff it out and we can pretty much use it. All right, so it's been about 20-30 minutes for this first coat. Just want to take a a relatively clean rag and just kind of buff this out. Go along the grain. Make sure you hit all sides. Including the handle. There you go. So as you can see on this end, I put kind of a, really it still needs to be kind of wiped up, but I don't know, this may be able to use as a scraper for this side, but love the walnut. Looks really, really nice. Has a really good edge on it. It'll hold up. It's extremely hard, so it should hold up very nicely. Cool. Well, thanks for checking out this video. Pretty happy with this design. I think I'm going to stick with this one for a little bit, or definitely try the two designs that I've really been kind of looking at. So let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below if you think you would use these. Look at social media. If you know, I'm gonna eventually try to start selling these. Probably still a little bit away from that because I want it to be right. But I'm gonna start using these a lot in cooking videos, so hopefully you'll get to see them. I'll try to comment about them, what I think of them. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. If not, or if you did, please give a thumbs up and a subscribe. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.